A computer science teacher at Thurgood Marshall Middle School in Lynn has just been named an Amazon Future Engineer Teacher of the Year. Mr. Timon Tran joins us now on CBS News Boston. Congratulations, and your students and colleagues surprised you with this news. What was your initial reaction when you found out?
I was incredibly surprised. I had no idea that it was coming, and it turned out to be really wonderful because it just so happened to be the week that our superintendent of the district, Dr. Tutwiler, was in, and he was actually the one that came in with the Amazon box that surprised me. He's like, "Hey, open this up, see what's inside." And so as I was opening it in front of my class in the middle of my mini lesson, the rest of the administration from the school showed up with balloons and poppers and cheering. It was a great time.
And that's a great bonding moment with all your colleagues. So this honor goes to 10 teachers from across the country who empower students from historically underrepresented communities and promote diversity and inclusion in the tech industry. So what does this recognition mean to you when you consider that standard?
It's a really big honor, especially coming from like my background. You know, I grew up in Maine, so it was really predominantly white. And when I first started teaching in New York, I saw a lot of diversity. But coming into Massachusetts, I wasn't expecting that same level of diversity. Here, we're teaching, the population is 93% minorities. That's a mix of Black, Latino, and Asian. So I was really surprised coming into the school. Actually, one of the stories that I told in my application to the Amazon Future Engineers was that one of my first days when I'm just standing, greeting students into the building, another Asian student who I teach right now this semester, he stopped in front of me. We didn't know each other. And he looks up and he says, "You look like me." Mm-hmm. And that was the interaction, you know?
Yeah.
It means a lot. I think for people to see different minorities, different people in leadership positions, in positions that they get to see in role model positions.
Certainly. And teaching computer science, you know, it hits me that is a subject matter that brings every student, no matter what, together. Kids love technology. What's your favorite thing about teaching computer science at this point in time?
I absolutely love, the number one thing that I'm really enjoying is that every day there is some kind of like spark in a student that they finally get something. There's a new concept. It's like a game, but the game has big consequences. Instead of just like moving on to the next level, they're actually unlocking a new understanding every single time. So I've been like working with a whole bunch of students after school, just voluntarily. It's not even like an after school club or anything. They've just been like, "Hey, I've been working on a project and I want to show you, and I have a question. How do I make it better?" So to see them learning things in school and continuing to do it at home just because they have such intrinsic motivation and just interest in it, it's one of those things that every teacher loves to see.
Yeah, and they're such digital natives. I think it's just such an exciting time for kids of this era to think the possibilities are limitless. So your school will receive $25,000. You will personally receive $5,000. And what do you hope that money will go toward?
So, so with the money, it's a huge prize. It's an incredible opportunity. I'm actually a first-year teacher in Massachusetts. Like, I've been teaching in New York for a while, but stepping into this school, I noticed that the computer lab, as wonderful a space as it is, the computers are a little aged. You know, we got them 7-ish years ago, and so they need a refresh. We have a whole bunch of different mice and keyboards with buttons popped off from different manufacturers, and it would be nice to kind of give the whole room like a fresh coat of new equipment, new paint, so that the kids know that they matter. Mm. And for myself, there's a lot that me and my wife want to do with it. One thing actually is that she has just recently come across, she needs some dental work, and they hit her with a $4,000 bill. And hey, we just ran into a bunch of money that can cover that. So for these kind of expenses. But I also plan on continuing my education with computer science, with teaching. And so it'll go towards tuition expenses as well as I continue learning.
Well, this is perfect timing. Well, Timon Tran, congratulations. Thank you for all that you do for your students, and thanks for your time.
Of course. Thank you, Paula.